Good afternoon, everyone. It is Tuesday, March 31st. It is about 5 p.m. Central Time when this video is going up. Wanted to come in and give you an update. Three major court rulings have come through this afternoon. I want to break down all three. We'll talk about the Supreme Court rule on conversion therapy. We'll talk about the federal judge blocking funding cuts to NPR and PBS. And then we'll round it out with the courts halting White House ballroom construction. So let's jump. So first, the Supreme Court rules on LGBTQ plus conversion therapy law in a significant ruling concerning the intersection of First Amendment rights and LGBTQ plus protections. The Supreme Court has sided 8-1 with a Christian counselor challenging Colorado's ban on conversion therapy for minors. The justices determined that the state law, which prohibits licensed therapists from practicing methods intended to change a minor's sexual orientation or gender identity, raises free speech concerns. Now, the case was brought by Counselor Kaylee Childs, who argued the ban unconstitutionally restricted her ability to provide faith-based talk therapy. While Colorado officials defended the law as necessary regulation of healthcare to prevent scientifically discredited practices linked to psychological harm, the High Court has sent the case back to a lower court. That court must now determine if the ban meets the rigorous legal standard of strict scrutiny, a hurdle few laws survive. Legal experts suggest this ruling could jeopardize similar bans in approximately 24 other states. Now, this decision follows a recent trend of the court backing claims of religious discrimination, even when they conflict with state-level LGBTQ plus civil rights protection. In our second story, a federal judge blocks funding cuts to NPR and PBS. A federal judge in Washington has dealt a blow to the Trump administration's efforts to defund public media. U.S. District Judge Randolph Moss ruled that the administration cannot use an executive order to bar NPR and PBS from receiving federal funds based on their past speech. Now, the ruling comes after President Trump issued an executive order directing federal agencies to cut off all funding to the broadcasters, citing what he described as left-wing bias. Now, Judge Moss described the move as a clear instance of unconstitutional viewpoint discrimination, stating that the government cannot use the power of the purse to punish news organizations for coverage the president dislikes. While Congress had already moved to eliminate general appropriations for CPB, the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, this ruling prevents the administration from blocking NPR and PBS from applying for other specific federal grants, such as those from the Department of Education. While the White House dismissed the decision as the work of an activist judge, the heads of NPR and PBS praised the ruling as a victory for free and independent press. And in our final update for this video, construction on the Trump-planned $400 million White House ballroom has been ordered to a halt. U.S. District Judge Richard Leon granted a preliminary injunction on Tuesday, ruling that the president cannot proceed with the massive project without explicit approval from Congress. The lawsuit was filed by the National Trust for Historic Preservation after the administration demolished the historic East Wing, originally built in 1902, to make way for the 90,000 square foot facility. The trust argues the administration exceeded its authority by raising a landmark without legislative consent. Judge Leon agreed, noting that until Congress blesses the project, work must stop, though he allowed for construction related to the immediate safety and security of the grounds. Trump defended the project on social media, calling it a world-class addition that is under budget and ahead of schedule. The Justice Department has already filed an appeal, arguing the ballroom is a necessary modernization of the executive mansion. For now, the site of the former East Wing remains a stalled construction zone as the legal battle moves to the D.C. Circuit Court of Appeals. That's my update on these three big rulings that just came through. Questions, comments, leave them below. As always, hit all the buttons, and I'll see you in the next one.